Just on my way to town. And some guy ran a stop sign to get ahead of me, and now he's doing 10 under or 20 under the speed limit. So, oh, I love that. I love it when people run stop signs and then dawdle. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, this thing's running pretty good. I just need to patch the hole in the floor again. It's a little bit cold when you got the window open. She just blasts the cold air in and stuff. But yeah, other than that, I think she might be good to go. Just get a windshield stove dinner and then get her inspected. I hope she passes. I really, really hope she passes. I'm gonna cry a little bit if she doesn't. Freaking kidding. They forgot something, so they had to turn around and go back. So you know what? That's just ridiculous. You run a stop sign to get ahead of me, and then you slow down and stop, and then I have to pass you, and then you turn around in the middle of the road because you forgot something in your house. It's like, come on. Wow. That's from driving to town and back. So much freaking slush on her. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have to hose these out every now and then because they're just getting loaded with it. But yeah, check out the back, it's just covered. Like, it's just so much freaking slush. Thinking about putting my sway bar back in for now. It's disconnectable, so it's really easy to install and uninstall. Oh, it's my zap strap. Yeah. So, I remember why I kind of stopped driving this for a while is because she's really, really hard on the fuel. I burned about 1/8 of the tank, about maybe $12 worth of fuel going to town and back. That's not very good. So, definitely want to get on that diesel swap. But for now I'm just going to put the sway bar back in. And then I'm going to go inside because it's a little bit cold. I'm going to work on that winch controller because I got to get that done, and I bought some supplies to get that done. No one has 4-pin plugs. So what I did is I bought a bunch of those bullet connectors, and I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to have to mark them so I don't get them confused though, but that's not going to be a big deal. So yeah, well, I guess I'll get to it. Okay, so I got these 2 tabs here that I got to clean up. Gotta get the freaking crap out of them, because that's where it bolts to. I had to make special bolts for the bottom because it goes right into the axle. So, well, not right into the axle, but it goes up to the axle, and the bolts, if they were too long, it wouldn't have worked, so I had to shorten a few bolts. Don't go. Breathe slowly. I want to do like the first one. You want to let it feel right over. Please. Can't get off. No, shut up. How do we go for it? It's going to make this. It's another. It's a needle nice. More if you lay on me. Not sitting milk with. No, I have to flip this on. Oh, she's great. Really nice. Get your face. Okay, can you? Jag generally därför. Och det är bara det är den frågan till. Vi ska få oss att börja sex. No. Faktiskt. Gotta figure out how to mount those Jeep friggin' coils. I'm wondering if they might be like tough enough to hold up the 4Runner. Because if they are, then I've got enough stuff to do the 4-link. Now I gotta get my 12 mil and friggin' put those guys in there. So I'll get to that. Okay, so now that I'm done that, I'm going the frig inside because it's cold. Okay, well I started the disassembly. I got this old friggin' thing off. Got everything out. When I tried to desolder that, it friggin' pulled out, so I don't think it was in there very good to begin with, but might be going with another LED. I got a bunch of white ones somewhere around here. That's a white one. So I might go with that, or I might just stick with the red one. But this is red, so I don't know. Definitely don't want a blue one. I got like 100,000 million blue ones, but I don't know if I want to go that way because red and blue would make a weird color. Anyways, yeah, so positive, negative, and then these are the up and down, or in and out in the case that I'm using it for. So I guess I'll get to it and start soldering it all up and running new wires and different things. I am using heat shrink because that's the way to do it. I don't like using tape, and I don't think I had any heat shrink when I made that first, so yeah, it's only $3. The same bag at like parts stores is like friggin' $8. So this is good stuff. It's made in Canada. Yeah. The very first thing I do when I get terminals is pull the stupid plastic off them. I don't like that because you can't use heat shrink over that. So I strip them down to bare, and then I heat shrink over that. And the other thing I like to do to save confusion is I'll make the positive different from everything else. This one's going to be the positive, all the negatives will be that end. That way you cannot get them confused. Yeah. Well, she's all done now. Properly wired up, and kind of looks a bit weird, but everything's heat shrunk, everything's terminated. Friggin' ready to go. So now all I gotta do is wrap these all together, mark them, and then maybe run some conduit on it. But it's ready to go. So now I gotta install it into the dash, and then I gotta get wiring up the winch. But that's not gonna happen because I don't have a motor yet. But I can still run the wire harness to the winch because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be keeping the winch controller pack on the winch. Although a lot of people are saying to move it from the winch up to under the hood because it's waterproof. Well, more waterproof than just out in the open. But it's a brand new winch pack, so I'm not too worried about it because they have improved their waterproofing since 1975 or something, whenever this winch first came out. So yeah, so I guess I'll go friggin' slap it in the dash and then see what else I got to put around on. Well, I've been about half an hour out here and I built myself a winch controller harness already. I got my wires here. This one's positive, this one's negative, and these two are in and out. I haven't figured out which one's which yet because, you know, I'm not gonna get to figuring that out until I get the winch installed properly and everything. But yeah, here's my positive, here's my negative, and the other two tee off of that, and we'll go to the winch. So yeah, these two will be going right to the battery. So I'm gonna freaking get it all installed. What I did first is I used up a lot of that wire. I took the wire roll, sat it here, and fed it down through there and across here neatly, and then up out through that hole. From that hole all the way along here in behind the battery, and then down through that hole there, all the way down to the winch. And I ran it like as long as I could. So, and then I marked off where the positive was, plus about 5 inches. And yeah, cut the rest of the wires to length. I cut 2 of them the same length to go to here. The positive was cut, I think, to about here, and the negative was cut around the battery to about there. So I got plenty of wire to work with. So now I just gotta run this friggin' guy. Well, she's all friggin' wired up in the cab. Outside I still gotta finish running the wires, but I had to trim my coffee cup holder a little bit. Son of a bitch. But yeah, and I guess when I mocked this up it was a little bit dippy down, but yeah, so friggin' right. Coffee might be a little bit of an issue in here, because that thing's could stab it, but whatever. I got this one. And no depth perception through the camera, I guess. So, all that's left to do is freaking wire it up outside. But I need a couple terminals for that, and I need the winch control pack, so I'm not gonna be doing that today. What I'll probably end up doing is just securing it to something. I'll just strap it to something real quick and then not worry about it, because I can't worry about it until I get the proper things. So anyways, I guess until tomorrow, take care guys.